So it says this, I will bless the Lord at all times. Hey, and his praise that should continually be in my mouth. No matter what I see or how I feel. Hey, as long as I'm breathing, oh yes, I'm breathing, I'll bless the Lord. As long as I'm breathing, oh yes, I'm breathing, I'll bless the Lord. Somebody give him a wave offering all over the room. If you know he deserves great praise and great glory, let's sing it together all over the room. Come on. I will bless him. And his praises. No matter what I see. As long as I'm breathing. As long as I'm breathing. Let's go. Oh, magnify, come on. Let us exalt together. Let's lay down and lift up this praise. Whoa. Let's do it together. Everybody, clap. Hey, let's do it together.
Let's do it together.
Stay right there. Let's do it together.
Let's do it together.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's do it together.
I'm going back to the top, CJ. You ready? Come on. I will bless. And his praise. No matter what I see. As long as I'm breathing. Hey, as long as I'm breathing. Let's go. Oh, magnify the Lord. Hey, let us exalt his name. Together, let's lay down our cross. Let's do it together.
Let's do it
Clap,
together.
everybody, clap. Hey, let's do it together.
Let's do it together.
Hey, let's do it together.
Let's do it together.
Oh, let's do it together.
Let's do it together.
I'm going out all the way out. Come on, I want you to shout this. Come on. Hey, so you've been better than good.
You've been better than good to me.
Hey, shout it. You've been better than good.
You've been better than good to me.
Come on, Spirit and Truth, you're not singing. You've been better than good.
You've been better than good to me.
Oh, you've been better than good.
You've been better than good to me.
Split it up. Come on, do it again. You've been better than good.
You've been better than good to me.
Hey, you've been better than good.
You've been better than good to me.
Yes, Lord. You've been better than good.
You've been better than good to me.
Give me a little track up here. You've been better than good.
You've been better than good to me.
Let's testify. I should have been dead.
We inspire you to see all that God has called you to be.
Each day we'll affirm
To affirm God can meet your needs
and be all you ever
be
need.
all and all.
Let's go. Inspire to.
Inspire to.
Hey.
Inspire you.
We've come to
inspire you.
We've come to do it.
Inspire to.
Yeah.
Inspire you.
We serve
to inspire you.
Clap your hands. It's sometimes not our responsibility. Most of the time, it's not our responsibility to try to gauge and control how the audiences and the crowd is able to respond to Jesus. And it's God's ability. It's sometimes a difficult thing to allow for our hands to be off of it and to allow for God to control. Hey, I'm going to move the people where they need to go. I'm going to disperse them how they need to be dispersed. It was pretty ironic because that's how that miracle started too, right? Jesus directed the people and said, hey, I need you to sit down in groups of 50. And then he was the same one to direct them at the end. After the miracle was performed, I'm going to send them away to be able to go back to their homes and places of abode. Don't worry about that. I just want you to obey. I want you to obey and want you to go out and go over to the other side, and I'll meet you over there. Right? Paraphrasing. And it's when in verse 23 where it says that and when he sent the multitude away, he went up into the mountain apart to pray. God is able to God is able to control the audience. What seems to be like something that's too heavy for one person to do. Right? God's able to control the opinions of people. He's able to control the unctions of people that, hey, do more. Where's this? Where's that? God's able to control all of that. And if we obey him, this is a prime example that there's multiple things that are happening once we get to verses 22 down to 33. We have three focus characters and groups, and if you will, there's or focus points. There is Jesus, right? Of course, he's Jesus. He's God all by himself, right? And he's the main person that has the power and authority to teach us a lesson. He's controlling all aspects of these events. And there's the disciples, right, that have been walking with Jesus, that were just chosen, right? And in Mark, the depiction of this event in Mark, it shows that, hey, these fellows was just chosen, and then all of this stuff happened. As soon as they said yes to the Lord, as soon as they went out and went two by two out into the different areas in that time, and they obeyed God to not take all their all these different types of extra clothes and garments and stuff. As soon as that happened, then they come back and John the Baptist dies. And then they go and there's him feeding the multitude. And they're like, how in the world do we, assist and control this? And then there's them getting into the ship and all of these events and things happen. So this is a time period, like I said, where it's very interesting emotionally I would imagine, for the disciples, where they haven't seen God move like this before. Right? And it seems as if all of these things are coming into play at once when they all are trying to focus on Jesus, right? And then the last aspect, the last focus is the sea, the water itself, right? And we know that the Lord, he created all things, right? He created he created the sea, he created the wind, and the waves, the things that it seems as if are out of control and unstable. The Lord's made it, and so it's very, very interesting to me, at least, that the Lord doesn't just control the good wind, right? We know that when you're using a boat, right, that the wind is supposed to help us. Like that's like step number one, right, is making sure that, okay, you have a boat that can float and can stay, be seaworthy. But one of the things that helps you is the wind. If there were no motors and stuff like that back then, they were using the wind and rowing to help them get where they needed to go. So the wind is supposed to be something that benefits us, right? And things that it's interesting how life sometimes can change, where the things that were benefiting you, the main purpose for it was to benefit you, starts to become contrary. And it seems as if there's a lot of controversy around us obeying God, right? This is an act of obedience unto the Lord that they probably didn't even have the desire to cross over to go to a sea. That was a random request. And they were like, well, you know what? Okay, Lord. And they obeyed him. And in the middle of obeying God, then that's when all of this controversy came. And I was talking to my wife and my daughter, actually, when I was taking her to school a couple of weeks ago, and the concept hit that sometimes I can say this: I have a best friend that has a pest control business, right? And in that business, because I'm close to him, we're actually like real best friends. I've learned more and more about pest control stuff. Not because I cared about it like that, but because of who I'm connected to, right? I have another friend that is a plumber, right? And so this plumber, he's came over to my house and, fixed some things around the house. And I learned more about plumbing issues or how to fix plumbing issues because of how close we've gotten. There was an immature time in my relationship with God where I thought anytime that there was trouble in my life, that it was because all of these things that I did wrong. No, we're connected to a healer. So there's going to be times where we're going to get sick and we're going to experience, okay, God, you're a healer. Not because I did all of these things and I gained sickness. No, because it's for the glory of God, and he does this. He does this. So when certain things happen, it's like, all right, well, he's a provider. He's a sustainer. He's a mind regulator. And it's one thing, like I work in speech as for a living. It's one thing to repeat what someone says. It's another thing to actually comprehend what's going on, and you apply that to your life and now start living that out. You experience it and we represent an experience that you know what, I'm not just one that can learn the rhetoric of the word, right? And that's what Peter experienced. Right? He's in the boat with all the other disciples. He's in the ship with all the other disciples, and he comes face to face with controversy. It is 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. And in one passage of scripture, it's estimated that they may have went, I would say, like about 3 to 4 miles into the sea. It wasn't that far of a journey to get over to the other side. It's 3 a.m. and he knows how to use a ship. He's very experienced of how to guide and navigate tough moments, but to a point where to get to a point where you almost have gridlock in your life, and it seems as if our knowledge of how to normally navigate these tough terrains is pushed to the side, and the only way that we're being sustained, we know, is through God, but we don't see him. We see all of the frustration that it takes. We're tired. There's no way that these men were not tired of continually rowing, continually trying to figure out, well, maybe if we do it this way, or maybe if we do it that way. But it seems as if you're still in the middle of it. Dr. Gentry Richardson, I remember he preached this message. He said, sometimes you'll be right there in the middle of it. There's not enough time or things that you can do to go back. It would be the same thing to do to go back. It would be the same for you to go forward. And as you have the inability to make a decision or make things change on your own, the only thing that's holding us together is God's word in the middle of it all. And in the middle of it all, that's where Peter comes to the realization that, hey, you know what? I've got that you can do all of these things. Oh, glory. I'm glad that you can do all of these things for others. I personally, James Yeargin Jr., I'm glad that I can find it in the word that the Lord has done all these things for other people. But there comes a point in time where I need to know, God, are you able to do this for me? That's great that you healed this person's mom. That is amazing that you have, allowed for these people to survive chaos. I'm glad that you have sustained and provided for all of these people. But now I'm in the ship and I'm willing to step out just to see if you would sustain me. And if you are willing to sustain me, then you can have me. I've heard that you can save, heal, and deliver. But there comes a time when I have to have an understanding that even if there's no evidence, the only evidence that sometimes we have that God can sustain us is that he's done it. There's none of our friends that have done it. There's none of our co-workers, none of our family members, are folks that are right there in the same exact situation with us. And the only ones that we can see that can have any kind of relationship to see, like, all right, well, or experience is the Lord himself. And you're like, wow, Lord, like how this is water. No one should be able to be sustained by water. It is not something that's foundational. This area is something that normally takes people out. It normally causes for people to drown. Water has always from the beginning of time been void, right, and unstable. And God can even help us. The beautiful thing is God can even help us to walk on something that was never meant to be established as solid ground. What does that mean right now? I know it seems as if there's some points that may not be extremely clear. There are decisions that the Lord has put in each and every person's heart and ability, and things that he has spoken unto us individually. And it's even been confirmed multiple times before we've reached today, right? That he wants us to go. We've said yes unto the Lord, and we've been down the prayer line, and we've done so many different things to fleece the Lord. And we've said, Lord, if you send me, I'll go. And the Lord said, come. The Lord is saying, come. And when after the Lord has bid us and like agreed to what we offered him, right? Then it seems as if the hesitance, which is normal, the majority of the disciples did that, right? A majority of the disciples stayed in the ship. And then there was one of 12 that was willing to actually do something. There's so many different people that may be comforted and be straight and be good with just witnessing what should be done. You can have a whole conference over witnessing what should be done, and not too many people that get up and do it and make the difference. There's like loads of notebooks that we have written in to say like, oh, this is my journal, this is what I'm going to do for the Lord. And of all of the times to step out and just try, Peter, there's no way that Peter knew, without a shadow of a doubt, you know what? I'm about to do this. He's really about to help me. No, he stepped out and tried. He said, the Bible says that he, after the Lord bid him, he stepped out. The Bible said in verse 29, and it said when Peter came down out of the ship, that means it took him effort. It took him effort. And a lot of times, I can say for myself, there's been a lot of goals and things and plans that I got scared of the effort. The task at hand sometimes wasn't even that difficult, but just the effort to do it with what all I have going on right now, it became much. And sometimes the biggest fear isn't seeing God doing it. It's seeing us being able to conquer the efforts, to conquer the, am I good enough? The insecurities, to conquer the ability to trust God. The ability to trust God. And sometimes our faith, it will require for us to accept that we will never see anyone else be an example for us but God himself. Sometimes it's not based upon how many people can pat you on the back or give you encouragement. A lot of times the faith that the Lord wants us to have is predicated upon our ability to finally rest in the fact that God has put in us, he's put in us a seed to help take root in our heart, that we can believe God on our own, and then that will help people see God and want to do the same.
This is good. This is good. This is good. I think this is a good place for us to take a pause so that we can go ahead and release you to your day. Prophetess Lisa, praying a blessing upon you, praying that God cover, keep, protect you and yours, and that you have a phenomenal day in the Lord. Come on back. Join us the next time for more at the Gathering Place. God bless you.
testify